Legends, we are back in Etheria, and so we're pretty much done with the new player side of things. That's its own condensed area. I don't want that to kind of like intrude anything on what we're doing from here on out. That's basically like new player stuff. And if you're at this point particular right now, you're not a new player anymore. You're pretty much you're even it's only been like a week and a few days. You kind of get the gist of it. You know the gaming loop, because we already explained what the gaming loop is, so you know essentially what you need to do. However, there is a point where there's a little bit of a lull, because things like you have so many things now to actually look at you basically. So it's actually good that I'm in this press server the way it is right now, because you can look at things at a base level without other things getting in the way. And what I particularly mean is what you do from this point on. So a lot of things actually feed off of each other. The whole trial challenge basically is feeding off of each other to kind of like help you. You need to do everything here on these first 7 things to actually be able to handle Ethernet Rally. So I'm gonna actually go through Ethernet Rally on its own, but I have to actually build up my account. So let's talk about getting to that point right now. There's no skip in Ethernet Rally. You literally have to do all this until you get to that point. So with that said, you hang over to your characters and you start to figure out what you want to do. At this point right now, where you're with your characters, you need to be pretty sure on what your main team is going to be, who you're going to bring up to 6 star at this point, because you can't bring everybody there. Even if you like are spending, that's going to be costly. So you need to figure it out who's going to be the carry. One of the reasons why I use Leon as much as it is because she's the easiest carry right now and basically free. Obviously, you could spend for that, but for those of us like we literally see the world right now, you can't be going crazy like that. Like use what you got and then turn around and use the character to get other stuff basically in the game for free. That's what getting good is about. With that said, going along with her actual event, Animus, a fate will actually allow you to get a second dupe. You get a third dupe actually in the store if you want to, but you get your second dupe, which we'll again real quick talk about dupes in general. So that's again going to make her crit damage go up now by 12%, and then the next one we get will be attack, defense, and HP by 5%. That's scaling on everything, so that's really nice. Like there's increased scaling. Like so, the first dupe, as you can see, is scaling as well. Third dupe is scaling. Then you get crit rate again right there, and then increases damage by additional 10% and decreases damage taken by additional 10%. This is all scaling. So when people ask what dupes do in this game, and is a character just not usable at base? No, that's not the case. A character is very usable at base. And what dupes do essentially, depending on if it's an attack, a defense, or a HP type of unit, it helps scaling. That's what dupes do. Which scaling is relatively important, because somebody at base compared to somebody at a dupe, if you are going to face them one-on-one, if they have their gear properly configured, they're going to out DPS you, or they're going to out survive you, or they're going to out heal you, basically because their scaling is higher. So that's kind of what dupes do. Very beneficial if you get it, but it doesn't make a character not usable if you don't have it, which I wish there was a lot more games like that, because we all see what's going on with other games. I'm not going to go into that, but it's problematic when you actually get the character and it still doesn't matter, because now you need C5 or A5 or whatever the hell the awakening term is in the game. Like that's all problematic at that point. So that's not really that much problematic in this game. It's just a benefit that when you get it, it makes stuff more fun for you, but at base the character will actually work. So speaking of her event, that's where things lead to. You start to actually become a little bit ping-ponging, and it actually helps you out. So first thing we're going to go to is Animus Fate. So Animus Fate is going to actually bring you in, and you see you're going to get a orange shadow print right here, which is going to help you push forward on what will be your third SSR at this point, whatever you want it to be. Mine is probably going to be Ling, and just kind of like help you out with that. And you need to do Nightmare 2 Terramaton. Now I've already done Nightmare 2 Terramaton once, as you guys already see. I gotta do it 9 more times. So what I'm gonna do after this video, not right now. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter. So we did 5, and I can just let it rock right now. I did it with this team. You see we have Ling and now N. This is not an optimal team, by the way. This is just a team that I could just do it. Optimal will be taking out Kraken and putting in Dinah or Kazami. And I don't really have anybody else right now, or the Ting. Basically, I got to build the Ting. So all of that takes, time overall. So we just head it in and they'll be fine by themselves. So going back over the hyperlink. So I know I need to actually do that. So I'll just continuously do that until I get to 10. And then now I would need to be Nightmare Doki Doki, which I just haven't done it yet, but I already know that I can do that. You knocked it out, which will lead you to the next one. So that one is now knocked out of the park, which leads us to shell tuning, which I've already done that. I just left it there so you can actually see it. You need to beat hard Whitney, which was actually really not that big of a deal. Knocked it out, we get a purple print now, which another gold print over here, and some summons currency and a reconfig chip for reconfiguring shells, and then shell exp training data. So this is already knocked out, which leads us into the next one. So we'll knock these out, get these out the way. You see I pretty much did all of this already, and in fact right there, shell reconfig I'm about to do right in front of you, because ain't no reason not to. Let's see if there's anything that I can actually reconfig that will make sense. All right, so you have surge 18%, we'll leave that. All right, I'll leave that one. Unparallel, we'll leave that one. Blade of Odyssey, you are you're an odd, so that's fine. Surge again, Shadow Dash of Speed, and then Shadow Guard. I have to actually change this because she's not going to have the highest speed. Yeah. All right. It just rotated to that. Disorder, Abandon. So we need to do this 10 times anyway. Nope. If increased Disorder, Animus. Well, you're not a DPS anyway, so that's not going to work out. So Abandon. And not an odd. Well, actually you are an odd, but you're still not a DPS. We still need other things. Oh, 5%. You are an odd, so we'll override that for now and just leave it. And we got Shadow Guard back again. That's crazy that keeps coming out. So I'm just going to leave that Blade of Oddity right now and move on to the next character. I need to actually get a better shell onto him, but he's like literally fine with what he has right now. This surge right here, this 10%, let's just leave that. Oh, Kraken, 10% is fine for him. Effect resist is okay. So we end up good all the way around. All right, so you don't have a shell on. You don't have to worry about that. You're a light unit. I don't think you're a hollow. Yeah, you're a light unit. Dorothy? Yep. It's more useful than that right now, but let's see if we can get something else that's more useful. Keep going. And not odd. Not a hollow. Am I at 10 now? I should be at 10. Alright, so I'll just abandon. Yeah, we're at 10 now. So Bam. That's done. So we out here. We getting summons. We knocking stuff out now. Now to the next one. Just that easy when you just know like where to go and how to do it. Not really that big of a deal. Recycle epic shells. Shells I don't want to actually use. I mean, I'm on red shells, so none of this matters. I don't need to overthink this. Okay. I don't need to overthink this. I'm on red shells. What's this? 3, 7. We need 3 more. Doesn't matter. If I wasn't on that, then that would be annoying. But I'm on red shells, so it don't matter. All right, so we just building up prints right now, crazy. So now we're at a point where things are a little bit different now. Now we got to beat hard Sharon. I even got Sharon open right now. Oh, I just did get Sharon open. Okay, cool. Upgrade shells to 30. I haven't done that yet. Any shells carrying a red passive and defeat Sharon hard 10 times. So I just have to beat Sharon at this point to get beyond this. So we're good over there for this right now. So head over to Commission Chronicles. We have to beat Terror Baton the 10 times, like I said, and then Nightmare Doki Doki, which will get us more of a orange shadow print, which, again, leads you on to being able to tear up the next 6-star character. Now over to modules, and again, I'm over here. I just have to beat Nightmare Doki Doki, and that will knock out this. Again, we are chasing this. Basically, this is leading up to your 3rd one. This is without any of the rest of the stuff that's going on in the game. I want to put in perspective why I'm saying that. So when you head over to here, you have this shop. This is where you can actively help yourself. You see, you have orange shadow prints right there. You even have the point of getting data. You have the point of getting advanced protocol supply and all this type of stuff. This is things that you can affect basically by, purchase power and everything else like that. So, it's just here, like all I can do is just look at it right now because, that doesn't exist right now in this particular server. But as you can see, there's things that can actually help you out, along with the other things that we have showed previously in videos. Matter of fact, I will snatch this real quick. And I don't think there's anything else right now. No. But we do have the module shop that later on, once you get to the point, you will be able to start snatching these, and like this is like all the good stuff right here. But however, I'm already up to the point of being able to like get these items out, or close to being able to get these items out anyway. So yeah, there's pretty much all of that. Now over here on the second side right here, you have the next day or the next week of the quantum prototype, which bam, right here, you just need to knock this out, which is relatively easy. I'm gonna get this currency up. So this is something that I'm gonna do today, like literally after this video. Go into basic Ember because I've been lazy with Ember, for being real. And win investigation, which is just the EXP stage. I tend to do that like maybe 20 times a day to get the EXP, and that'll allow you to just knock out the day. Ultimately, we will give you a guaranteed summon. So essentially, it will open up a new banner right here that we can't see right now, and you'll get one of the characters that are up on the banner, which literally could be him. I believe it might be everybody except for the light and dark units. So that's really good. Like, and hopefully you get something that you don't have, because it's just good to have character coverage over dupes, in my opinion, in the beginning. Dupes help, but I rather have the characters because I can actually use the characters in multiple places, especially Ethernet, because you need multiple characters and for good things. So if you have multiple characters and like you have multiple SSRs, even if you don't have the dupes, is really good because you can actually lightly build them and then take them into again like Ethernet and have multiple characters that will be good, that will help you out, which is pretty lit. So let me just collect this real quick. Give me. Thank you. And give me that. I'll take that too. Thank you. So back over here and challenge. Now you have the point of you should be right here. And this is where the game officially tells you to get good. Sadly. Buellton is hard to deal with. Basically, she can basically negate a lot of things. Her team is particularly stressful. And most of the time when I was in the beta, I already had, which there's a big, like because I had the event help and then them just basically giving us stamina every day and things to actually do. I already had 6 stars to throw at this character, which that just made things easier. Where I'm at right now, I only have 2. And just starting to get things built up, and you're gonna see the people who have actually built this stuff. You can't watch this because they're on different versions, so it won't let me watch it. But you see, for the most part, generally everybody on their teams are 5 stars. I mean 6 stars basically, and then max 6 stars. And probably have gear on and stuff like that. And I can already tell the first person is a test account because how the hell did you get level 100? But you see everybody else here is at a higher level than me and stuff like that. So, except for the person who's at 35, but they look like a test account too, because there ain't no way that you got 5-6 stars at level 35. There's just not enough stuff. So, no, kind of is what it is at the end of the day. This is where things get challenging, as you guys can see. So, just a heads up that you can get pretty far in this and get a lot of stuff, but at 15 they officially tell you, hey, you're gonna have to play a little now. Of course, Ember, you have to just knock it out and get through it. Ember has a ton of stuff that you can do and get currency going through, as you guys can see right here. Come on. It gets real, and about right here is about the same point 18 as like with Buellton and the previous thing that I showed you, where it gets real, where the game basically says, okay, sir, you've been having fun, but fun's over. And then you have the supply hub, which actually upgrades as you go through it, and you have a chance to get really good items and stuff like that. It's kind of like a gacha inside the gacha, so you definitely want to take part in that and knock it out. And finally, ending all of that, you would end up with Phantom Theater. Now, Phantom Theater is co-op. I can't really do that right now because obviously there's not enough people to even do this right now. But ultimately, what you want to do is you want to get together with friends, get you a whale friend too. And this is where, again, it's going to be beneficial for you to actually start having multiple teams, because you're going to need to be able to cover these different areas and elemental cover. So whatever is weak to hollow, you're going to need to do that. Odd, and the same thing, red element, and be able to, do diligent damage, and again, get with friends who can actually do good damage as well, so you can get all these rewards. Because all the way at the end, as you can see, you get some okay stuff all the way through. There's no reason not to do it, because it's just extra items that will help you in your progression. There's no such thing as anything being a waste. So just knock it out. Obviously, when we get to global, it's going to be better. You're going to have everybody playing and getting together, and people in chat asking, hey, I'm in Phantom Theater, Nightmare, yo, where you at? Whales, come help me. And somebody will probably come help you. They usually do. So yeah, that's where we at right now. We good. I will send them out again. What did I get? Anything good? It's kind of good. It's kind of good too. This is garbage. Not that it's, I didn't even look at the stats. It's gold. We don't care because we get purple gear now, yo. We getting legendary gear. We don't need to worry about that. I'm worried about that. You know, you don't need that no more. Effect accuracy, on the healer one, nah. Now on the attack one though, I should be locking all that. But you get the gist of it. We just gonna send it back out, so it can get the 10 because remember we have to get that thing for hyperlink over right here. So yeah, so that's all I got for you guys right now. Again, I do apologize if I'm talky, but a lot of people are finding a lot of use to this, or you are probably going to be able to play the game relatively soon. They just put the pre-regs up. I don't have the exact date and all of that. That hasn't been said yet, but as soon as it is, I'll say it officially when I know officially. I don't want to just put anything out there and then everybody's like, it didn't come out, and they be mad at me and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it. You're like watching me do all this, but this is more informational for you guys, so there's nobody getting lost and left behind, and people are just enjoying the game. There's no misinformation. You're just literally watching me do it free to play without like a whale mentality type of thing. And no, I won't be free to play in the game. It's just that I don't actually have a choice right now. Like, it's just there's nothing to help me like get anything right now, so I just have to get good and show you guys how to win and go through the progression. That's all I can really do at this point. So I do appreciate that. Like, there's been a lot of likes, a lot of subs, and a lot of people watching, and some industry recognition. So I definitely appreciate that as well. I'm not trying to show off or anything. I'm just playing the game in a free to play manner. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Catch you guys later. Peace. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love everybody who stops by. You guys always make my day with your comments. It's always funny and whimsical and gives me a reason to keep going. So be legendary, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.